Good afternoon, students. So today we will start a new chapter, that is atomic structure. Okay, and it is very important chapter. That's why I am starting this one early. Now, here we discuss how, by what elements, that means how a element is made of. Now, earlier, that means in ancient India, one monk is here whose name is Connaught. He first of all discovered that every matter consists of small particles. Okay, every matter consists of small particles. After that, Greek philosopher Democritus told about that those particles, say this chalk consists of small number of particles. Okay, these are the atoms of this chalk. Okay, so he told that every matter consists of small number of particles are called atoms. After that, John Dalton, and before that William Crookes, John Dalton, they made some experiment, observed some experiments, and from there they observed that again this matter will consist of small particles and they are the atoms. Okay, and different experiments are there, and those things you have to learn in atomic structure. That means how an atom will look like. That is the main concept here we have to study. So first of all, the name atoms, that means a matter consists of atoms, the name came from the Democritus. After that, John Dalton came and he told John Dalton that atoms are the smallest particles which cannot be divisible, which are non-divisible particles. That means they cannot be again divided. Now see, if this chalk, that means it is a metal, if you cut this one, at the last part you will get the small particles, that cannot be again cut up. So that particle is called atom. So Dalton told that atoms cannot be created and also cannot be destroyed. Okay, and atoms are the smallest particles of an matter. Okay, that means matter consists of small number of particles, they are called atoms. Okay, so we have some postulates of Dalton that one we have to learn here. Okay, that means Dalton's atomic theory, postulates of Dalton atomic theory. He told that atoms are the smallest particle of matter and cannot be created and destroyed. Okay, so say I am telling oxygen. Okay, oxygen is an element and it has large number of atoms, and if you join those large number of atoms you will get the element oxygen. Okay, so every element consists of small atoms. Okay, now number 2, atoms of similar element having same physical and chemical property. Okay, that means if you divide oxygen, then you get lot of oxygen atoms. All the oxygen atoms have similar chemical and physical properties. That means properties of atoms, similar atoms are similar. Similar atoms actually atoms of similar element, atoms of same element, you can say, have same chemical and physical property. Okay, understood? But the atom of oxygen and atom of nitrogen will not have same chemical and physical property. That means they don't have any kind of similar properties. So atoms of different element will have different properties. Okay. Number 3 postulate is there. Atoms of different element have different property. Now the fourth postulate is there. Atoms of element will participate in the reaction. Okay, that means those small particles which are the atoms, they will participate in the reaction, and that means they are not independent in nature. So atoms are normally not independent in nature, so they will react together to form the molecule. So normally when reaction is going on, chemical reaction, that times atoms will react together by integer value. Okay, so during reaction, integer number of atoms will react together to form the product. That is the fourth postulate of Dalton atomic theory. Okay, so what we have concluded here, that we have to learn here about the atoms, and atoms are the small particles of matter, and that cannot be created and that cannot be destroyed. Okay, so say I am telling oxygen is an element, you know, you have learned this one in early classes earlier. Oxygen is an element, so it has large number of oxygen atoms. Okay, so symbol of oxygen is nothing but O, and this represents actually the oxygen atom. Okay, this represents actually one oxygen atom. Again, nitrogen is an element. This symbol of nitrogen is denoted, this is nothing but one nitrogen atom. Okay, but when you see like N2 is written or O2 is written, these two are nothing but the oxygen molecule or nitrogen molecule. Okay, so you can learn the difference between molecule and atom. Okay, atoms are the smallest particle of an element, okay, which cannot be destroyed and created, and atoms are not independent, but molecules are the independent, and these are the smallest particle of a compound. Okay, so these are the molecules. Oxygen is a compound, and oxygen molecule will also O2. Okay, so the difference you will learn. Now we want to discover here how the atoms is look like. Atom, what is the structure of atom? Okay, now for that some experiments are there which we have to learn. Stepwise we will learn. Okay, now I have told you that Dalton told first that atoms cannot be destroyed. Okay, after that so many scientists came like William Crookes, Rutherford, okay, Niels Bohr. They shows that also Avogadro, they discovered that atoms can be destroyed. That means atoms can again made up by some particles. Okay, and those, that means if you divide that atom, okay, this one I want to tell you first that atom will contain 3 particles, and they are called proton, neutron, and electron. These 3 are called subatomic particles. Proton, neutron, and electron. Okay, so atom will consist of 3 number of particles: proton, neutron, and electron. Okay, and by these 3 atom will be made of. That means the structure of atom will contain these 3: proton, neutron, and electron. Okay, proton and neutron and electron. Understood? Now these 3 are called subatomic particles. Some more particles can be there, but in an atom these 3 should be there. Okay, so and other atom particles are there, positron, neutron, those are there, but proton, neutron, and electron are called subatomic particles, and every atom will consist of these 3. Now in different scientists came and they observed, they discovered these 3 particles. Proton is there, it is there in the atom, electron is there in the atom, and neutron is also there in the atom. Okay, so the scientist William Crookes first discovered the cathode ray experiment. After discovering cathode ray experiment, okay, he made a conclusion that atom contains electron. Atom contains electron. Now what he has done actually, he has taken one, and this experiment is called cathode ray experiment. Okay, this experiment is called cathode ray experiment. Okay, William Crookes. Okay, what he has done, he has taken one discharge tube like this. He has taken. Okay, and he has placed two electrodes here. One is cathode and one is anode. Okay, and one gas he has taken here, whose pressure is very less, is 0.01 millimeter. And if any other air is here, he has taken out this air by air removing apparatus. Okay, so what he has taken, one is cathode, one anode, and one gas is there, that is 0.01 millimeter pressure. Okay, now after discharging electric current by this cathode and anode, after discharging electric current by this cathode and anode, he discovered that one invisible ray is going from cathode to anode, and one plate is placed here, which is made by zinc sulfide in anode. What he has observed, that one ray, which is invisible ray, is going from cathode to anode, and it is imparting color here, and imparting shine in the zinc sulfide. Okay, so what he has discovered from here, that as cathode contains negative charge, anode contains positive charge, and one ray is going from cathode to anode, that means this ray should contain some electron, because charge of electron, this one you have to learn, that charge of electron is negative, charge of proton is positive, proton charge is positive, electron charge is negative, and neutron has no charge, that means it is neutral in nature. Okay, it is neutral in nature. So charge of proton is positive, charge of electron is negative, charge of neutron is 0. Now what he has observed, after passing electric current, he has seen one invisible ray is going from cathode to anode. Okay, and after that he has concluded, and some experiments also after that it is done, he has concluded that one particle is going from this gas, because in between gas is there, from this gas, and which is reflecting on the zinc sulfide. That means that particle is nothing but electron, because the charge of anode is positive. So this positive charge will attract one negative charge. Okay, and by the three subatomic particles, electron, proton, neutron, only electron is negative charge. So that electron will be migrated to this positive charge. So after that he has concluded that this cathode ray, this is called cathode ray, and this cathode ray which is going from cathode to anode, this cathode ray consists of electron, okay, and after that he has discovered the electron. And what is the charge of electron? Is 1.602 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, 1.602 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. Understood? So what is cathode ray? Cathode ray experiment you will read from your book, any standard book you will read. And what are the characteristics of cathode ray? As cathode ray is going from cathode to anode, okay, and it contains the negative charge, that means it is the source of electron. Okay, cathode ray can go in a straight line. Okay, it can change the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, and it having the property that is similar charge with the electron. Charge of electron is minus 1.602 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, this one you have to learn. Charge of electron. Charge of electron is negative, but it has a magnitude, and it is the magnitude 1.602 10 to the minus 19 coulomb. Okay, this is the charge of electron charge. Okay, so today's class is up to this. Next we will start from cathode experiment. Okay, thank you students.